One of the biggest misnomers going on today, and this is 2018, it's been going on for a while, is that the entrepreneur world is all about hustle and grind and flow and knock it out in 16-hour days and 60-hour weeks. And as someone who has several decades of entrepreneurship, I'm going to tell you that is a load of horse crap. And I'm going to give you a few reasons why, so stay tuned. Hi, my friends. This is Patrick Allmond from StopDoingNothing.com. Hopefully you're listening to one of the many places we're on, YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, did I say Spotify? Oh, iHeartRadio. We're all over the place. And today we're going to be talking about some of the, actually not some of, one. There's one particular topic I wanted to focus on today, and it came out of something else I was listening to yesterday. Yesterday I was listening to a good friend of mine, David Newman, and he has a Facebook group called The Art of High Ticket Speaking, I believe is what it is. And we were talking about how whether or not saying no is a good or a bad thing in this world of entrepreneurship or speaking or business in general. And I said something and he agreed with it and talked about it for a while, is that you really know when you're a good entrepreneur and you're doing your time management right and you're setting up your life and your lifestyle right when you are looking at all these opportunities that are given to you and you say no more than you say yes to them. And I want to talk to you about maybe some of the reasons why you did that. And these are completely off the top of my head, so you know this isn't scripted. You know this is the kind of thing that I really do believe in. Again, first of all, I believe we should be saying no to more things than yes. And I even had to do one today. Today is November 15th. In about an hour or so, I was planning on going to a networking event where I was going to see some great business people speak. And I've got to travel tomorrow to Tampa, Florida via DC. And I've got to pack and I've got to do some things with my wife. And I've just decided that, you know what, I've got to prioritize. I cannot do everything tonight. I thought I had it perfectly laid out, but it's just not going to work out. So it's time for me to say no to the lower priority things. What does this mean when you say no? Why do you want to say no to more things? I'll tell you why. As an entrepreneur, one of the things you're going to discover is that the more you see things out there being done in the world, the more experiences you see, the more you're going to want to do them. You're going to see people, walking the Great Wall of China, parasailing, flying airplanes, going on motorboats, racing speed cars, racing race cars in Vegas at 120 miles per hour. And you're going to start building up this list of things that you want to do. But this is going to be a list of things like, I want to do this someday. I want to get to this at some point in time. I want to go to Vegas and play craps at a $100 table. I want to speak on this stage. I want to get out this product. I want to write this book. I want to work with these friends. And this list builds up and you end up in this mindset of regret all the time because you're not doing the fun things because you've kind of bogged down in the work. And what I've learned is that getting bogged down in the work comes from saying yes to too many things. It comes from having too many products to sell, from having too many services to sell, from hanging out with too many people or giving too much free advice. That's where that stress and anxiety comes from, because you're not living the way you want to live because you're saying yes to so many things that are kind of the bright, shiny objects today, the squirrel moments we call them. You're saying yes to so many of those things that you're not doing the things you really want to do. So what you have to do is kind of iron out your values and lay down those things that you really want to do. And then every single thing that comes along in your life, by default, it's a no. Someone calls you and says, hey, let's go hang out. By default, it's a no. Someone says, hey, let's go to this conference. By default, it's a no. Your spouse says, hey, let's do this one particular thing. By default, it's a no. Now, I'm not here to give relationship advice, but by default, everything is a no until you pass it through some kind of filter that, first of all, make sure it goes within your core values. Make sure it's priced right. For those of you that sell products and services, make sure that it's priced right so you are going to feel useful and valuable selling it, and you're going to feel like you're getting your time and your money's worth on a particular thing. And also to make sure that it's with the people that you want to spend time with. Yesterday, this topic came up when it came up to speaking engagements, and David Newman's a brilliant guy on this. You should go follow him. I think his website's doitmarketing.com. And he was talking about how when you're a starting speaker, one of the things that happens is you are tempted to take every single gig that comes out there because you're desperate for money and you're desperate for work. You'll take that $20 Rotary gig or that that $100 gig or that $500 gig, when you really, your premium price may be a $5,000 or a $10,000 speaking gig, but when you're not getting those, you get paranoid a little bit and you'll start taking anything out there. And that brings me to another reason why you should be saying no more, because I want you to be saying yes to things that are in your sweet spot and that are priced well for you. And this is not a video on high ticket pricing. I'm learning a lot about that myself. One of the things I've learned from the brilliant people like David Newman and Russ Ruffino out there is that when you price things right, when you price things correctly, you can do fewer things, but they are better things. And you have more of a recurring, regular, predictable income, and then you're not stressing out, because the stress is what causes you to take the low end, the cheap things, and those are the things right there that hurt you, because as we all know, the low end, the cheap things, people don't value them because they're not transformational, and you oftentimes don't feel like you're getting your time's worth. And what I'm talking about is, let's say that you've got a premium price thing and it's worth $4,000 or $5,000. Someone comes along and your bank account's looking a little bit low. Someone comes along and says, hey, how about that thing you were going to do for $3,000? Why don't you just do it for $1,000 and split up into 2 payments over 3 months? And because you're stressing out and because you don't know what your predictable income is, because you haven't priced yourself premium-wise, you'll take that stuff and you'll end up working longer hours for less money. So that's the reason you're going to say no to that low-end stuff. No to that stuff that's not in your sweet spot. No to events that don't serve you. Because think about all the things that you want to say yes to in this life before you die. You have a finite amount of time on this planet. What do you want to do when it comes to adventures and experiences and travel and seeing the world and serving the right people? That's a big one for me. I'm thinking more and more about every day. If I'm not in that sweet spot where I want to serve people, I want to do those things, I've got to be saying no to it. And that may hurt your head a little bit, and that may hurt your heart a little bit, but the result is when you're doing the things in your sweet spot, you are going to feel great. What are some of the other reasons you might want to say no? Let's see, if you're someone who's kind of into personal branding or doing more marketing for your business, you need to be working on the things, more of the things that are spreading your message. Every single week, you're watching me do videos like this, which I'm going to turn into a podcast, which I'm going to turn into other stuff, these are the things that are expanding my brand, that are getting my message out there, that are letting people I want to hire me, whether it's for personal one-on-one accountability coaching or some transformational coaching or some business marketing training, or to be on a stage where I can keynote in front of 9,000 people, which is a dream for me. I want more people to see what I'm capable of, because that's my sweet spot. And those are the things I really want to do right there. I don't want to be screwing around in the back end of WordPress. I don't want to be uploading files. I don't want to be editing video. I don't want to be doing all these day-to-day minute things which seem useful, but they're really not. I am a really good public speaker. I am a crappy video editor. I'm a crappy podcast editor. I'm not that great in WordPress. There's plenty of things out there that I'm not great at, which reminds me that when it comes to doing all those techie things or those day-to-day things in your business, you should also be saying no to more of those. Let me tell you, I have lost so many nights and weeks of my life buried in the bowels of WordPress trying to figure out little itty-bitty tech stuff. And it's something I hate now. It's something I'm very good at, but it's something I know I should not be touching. So my mission every single day is to do less of that stuff. I love tech toys. I really do. I love my phone. I love YouTube. I love SEO. I love that stuff. I'm just not good at it. I'm not the best at it, and it's not the best use of my time. So I guess my summary for all this is, you want to see something pretty cool? Come here. Look at this. If you're still watching, I would love for you to make a comment in the bottom. I'm sitting here trying to make a video, and here's our kitten, Coco. Say hi, Coco. Meow, meow. Coco pops up in the middle of my video, of my lap here, and tries to interrupt me. I think she wants some attention. So my whole goal with all of this is for you to say no more when it comes to your consulting engagements. No when it comes to spending so much time on social media. I have to admit, sometimes I feel like I have a little bit of a social media addiction, but it's mainly because I'm so into helping people and I spend a lot of time up there. So The whole result of all this is I want you to start evaluating your time more and saying no to more things. Look at your calendar right now. I'm a big fan of, living your life on a Google Calendar, and make sure the things you have on there, the social activities you have on there, the travel you have on there, is in your sweet spot, and it serves you, and it provides a transformational experience for those people around you. If it doesn't, say no to those things. And be prepared, because you're going to get some blowback. You're going to get some grief from people who are like, hey, we're not good enough for you anymore, or we don't have to pay like lots of money to hang out with you now. You know what? Kindly say to those people, you know what? I have priorities right now, and right now, this particular thing is not a priority. So people will love you and people will learn. The people that really matter will understand you, and they will sympathize with you, and they will actually help you. Really smart people and really rich people, by the way, really smart people can sometimes be really rich people. Those people very rarely say yes to things. They say no thank you to a lot, because those things are not in their sweet spot. Those things are not things that make them money, and those are not the things that make them happy. So if you want to be someone who is very rich and very smart, limit your activity on most things in life. Say no more than you should be saying yes. That's your magic word. Say it with me. No more than you are going to say yes. No to things that don't serve you. That's the result I want you to get out of this show today. Hey, do me a favor. If this has been useful for you, tell me how you overcome this. How have you gotten to the mindset where you say no more than you say yes? I would love your comments on whichever platform you're watching this on, whether it's Instagram or YouTube or Stitcher or iHeartRadio or Spotify or iTunes, whatever platform it is, or even on YouTube. Do me a favor, subscribe and leave a comment and let me know how you've gotten through this and what impact it's had in your life. When you've learned to say no more than you've said yes, how has this impacted your life? And hopefully it wasn't a good way, but if not, I'm really sorry if there's a good way and a bad way to do it. But either way, thank you very much for your time. All this, by the way, it can be found on our website, StopDoingNothing.com, where we offer amazing transformational coaching and accountability stuff. So if that's something you're interested in also, please head over to StopDoingNothing.com/talk and book a call with me and let me know what I can do to analyze where you are in life and to basically hold you accountable for saying no more, and basically also hold you accountable for doing the right things in life and helping you grow your life and grow your business. So head on over to StopDoingNothing.com, fill out a contact page, or just go to StopDoingNothing.com/talk, book an appointment, let's talk, and let me get into the mode of kicking your ass every single day, every single week. I love you guys. Take care. We'll talk again soon.